What is going on, y'all? It's Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm, and I hope you guys are having the best day ever today. We hope to have the best day ever today in the garden. We got a good day. We got a little open window today. They are saying we're gonna get some more rain. Y'all, I am not complaining. We need the rain so bad. So I got like this little window today before the rain comes in, and that is to try to get our fall garden planted. You talk about a crazy gardening year this year. This has been by far the most craziest year I've ever had in gardening. Here it is, literally the middle of November. We're still getting, it's gonna be cloudy today, so we're not gonna get above 72, 73, somewhere in there, but still, it's still warm. We've had 2 cold days since fall's been here, 2. Other than that, we've been in the low 60 to 70s, highs in the mid 80s. Just blows my mind. So I've been putting off my fall garden. I really have. I didn't want to put these guys in the ground because it's just been a little warm, and we've been working on the fence, and y'all know what's going on here. But today, I told Brooke we got to get this in the ground today. We can't wait any longer. I know we still need to get started back on the fencing, but we need to get our fall garden in the ground, and we got this little opportunity today. So I'm gonna get Brooke out here to help me and try to get the garden planted. Smaller garden than usual, or smaller garden than I planted last year. You know, we got here, we got all this property, you know, 40 times more than we had at the other place. And it's just been like, go big or go home. I've been like a kid in a candy store, or a kid in general. You know, your eyes is bigger than your stomach. And that's kind of what happened to me with the gardening. I kind of got overwhelmed. I planted too big of a garden plot in the fall and in the summer, especially the spring and summer garden. I just really way overdid it over there. So I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try 40 by 50 plots. That's similar to the size garden I had at our other farm. Not meaning that I'm just gonna grow in one single 40 by 50 plot, because I plan on doing, you know, vegetables, flowers, some perennials, some lilies. I got a lot that I would like to do, but not all vegetables. I'm going to not have just this humongous vegetable garden that I can't keep up with, at least not by myself, or without having to hire somebody, y'all. So I'm going to slim it down just a little bit, and that's kind of what I did with my fall garden this year. I'm not planting as many things as I normally would, and I'm just going to test and see how it goes. And if you don't remember what we're doing this year, we're doing Swiss chard, we're doing broccoli. Now these are some calendula flowers that I planted later on. I'm doing collard greens. I'm doing all top turnip greens, which you eat the tops, cut and come back plant, and mustard greens. But let me go get my help, and let's see if we can get this garden party started today. You know, I just love gardening. You ready to do some gardening?
I am.
You gonna help me?
My little dog is too.
I know, you like a little kangaroo.
She loves this bag. We went for a walk in the woods yesterday, and I didn't want her to have to use her little short legs.
Right.
Her little old legs. So I put her in this bag, and boy, did I find out how quick she loved it.
Look at her.
She likes it.
That's crazy.
All right, let's go.
All right. Here we are. We got our silage tarp down. This has been tarped for a while. This is actually where we had our flower garden 2 years ago, 2 summers ago. So we've already got this bed ready. So now we need to get this tarp off, which isn't always the funnest thing. can actually see how uneven the bed is right now, because the last thing I did was I ran the harrow plow or spring harrow this way, because I want to start breaking that compacted soil I got. And so I was running that spring harrow this way, then I came back and ran it this way. And you can see it's all like this, and so I want to get this kind of flatter than this before we run the cultivating plow through here to set up our beds. So I'm going to till it first, get it smooth, then we'll come back and cultivate it, and then we'll be ready to plant. We got some help.
My friend. We off?
We off.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go to our plow over here. All right, we're ready. We're looking to see which way.
Drive over here?
You can, I can get it. We're gonna look over here and see which way our rows need to go. Brooke's not as comfortable as doing the rows as she is tilling and bush hogging and that kind of stuff. She wants me to do the rows, which is perfectly fine. All right, y'all, off we go. All right, and I got 11 perfect rows in there, which is just ideal for what I want to do. Couldn't worked out any better, I don't believe. Once we get the plants going, I'll know for sure, but I'm feeling pretty good about my 11 rows here. Every time I plant, I always put this organic fertilizer from Hoss around or in my with my planting. So this is the first thing that I always use. Organic fertilizers are usually really slow, so this will feed probably 3 months or so, then you can reapply. It's not a fast-acting fertilizer, and it's also going to condition the soil, so it's going to do two things for us. And then throughout the season, I may hit it with some fish emulsion. I like to use fish emulsion a lot. Sometimes I'll use their 20-20-20 as well, but always I start off with their organic fertilizer. Remember how we couldn't even get a drill bit through it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, collard greens, if you don't follow our channel or new to our channel, is one of our most favorite fall vegetables to grow, and one of our favorite vegetables, period. It's sort of a regional thing that we found. Very, very, very popular here in the southeast, and probably the south in general. It is a leafy plant that's a cut and come back for the most part. The one varieties we grow are, and that is top bunch is what we're growing. And we like to cook ours in stock. People do it all kind of ways. We try to keep ours healthy, so we'll cook ours in stock, which we love. We're doing them roughly a foot apart. It doesn't have to be super exact. We're just eyeballing it. I know we probably got some too close, some far apart, but it's perfectly fine. Thing about collards, especially any fall time or winter garden, your pest pressure is almost minimum. I mean, we won't have hardly any pest issues whatsoever. We really won't. And the temperatures are way cooler. I actually love the fall garden versus the summer garden. Even though I'm a tomato freak, the fall garden to me is just way more pleasant. And believe it or not, in our area, this hot, humid climate we have here in central Alabama, we can actually grow more varieties of plants in the fall versus the spring and summer here, just because our summers just get so brutal. And I think fall gardening is becoming a lot more popular now than what it was, but I think people think of gardening, they think of that spring and summer garden, and the fall one gets kind of put behind. But I love fall gardening, I really do. I'm experimenting. We got some earthworm castings on clearance, so I thought about, let's just put some of that earthworm casting in our hole when we plant our plants. It's not gonna hurt anything at all. Just something else to improve my soil. If you guys have been with us, you know when we first got here, we literally could not dig in this soil whatsoever. Y'all remember we planted a flower garden right here? We had that drill bit with that auger bit on it, and you would almost see sparks fly. It was awful. But look here now. This is year 2. We've been working it. We've been cover cropping. We've been tarping. We've been running that spring tooth harrow through here, getting a deep, deep penetration. And we've been running our chickens through our garden areas just like this as well. And it's starting to work. When our compost system gets up and going 100%, we'll start adding a lot more compost to this, and it's really going to take off. But if you'd have told me 2 years ago that we'll be able to do this in this soil, I would have thought you was a fool. After I do my earthworm castings, I come back with my organic fertilizer and put around the plant just like so. Collard greens done. It's 45-foot rows, so we got 3 rows of 45. Can you do that in your head? That's what, 135? Got 135 foot of collard greens. So you're gonna see a common theme in our fall garden, and that is you're gonna see a bunch of leafy vegetables. Next up is a turnip green called an all-top turnip. Now, people think of turnip greens, they think of more likely the root, but these turnip greens we're gonna treat more like collard greens, and we're gonna eat the green side of it. And again, super delicious. And we'll treat this the same way. We'll treat all our greens the same way. We'll cook our greens in some type of stock, and generally Brooke makes a big old cast iron skillet of homemade cornbread, and a lot of times that'll be our dinner, and we won't complain. Next up is broccoli. This is green magic broccoli, which we can grow fairly well here in our area. So one thing I've learned is grow what you'll eat. And I know that sounds funny or that sounds silly, but you'll be surprised. A lot of times you'll get caught up in these fancy catalogs and see all these beautiful different color varieties of this and that, and the next thing you know, you got 12 different types of broccoli plants. So, or you'll grow something that you'll think you'll eat because it looks cool, but you end up not eating it. So that's one rule that I always go by, or at least try to go by. And the other one is, if you don't grow it well, move on. And I've done that a lot with several different types of plants over the years. Cauliflower being one of them. And I can't tell you why you can grow things better than some other things. Your soil could be one thing for sure, or pest pressure or something like that. But there's some things that, even since we moved over here, totally different location. From when I lived in town, totally different location. Some things I'm just not good at growing. It is what it is. Next up is mustard greens. And I haven't planted mustard in several years. Mustard typically has a little spicy to it. Not bad, but a little bit. Oh, I got radishes too, Brooke.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are they direct sown?
They're direct sown.
Okay.
Yep. Mustard. This is a excellent winter cover crop too. So if you had a plot that you wanted to grow a cover crop with mustard, and what mustard does is it helps with bad nematodes. So if you have a nematode issue, I would plant a big plot of mustard greens in that area, and it really does help out a lot. Same thing, we're going to do a foot apart, and we're going to do 1 row of these. Now, if you don't know what calendula is or never planted it, it is a flower that does well in our area in the fall and winter months. Beautiful flower, really beautiful, commonly orange or yellow, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. I'm hoping it'll give our bees a little something to eat during the cold months. And a lot of people use it to make salves out of, mainly. And I'm just going to plant it because give us some beautiful color here in the garden. Not many flowers you can grow in the wintertime, but calendula is one of them. All right, so I can see a little situation that's fixing to come up, and it's kind of been in the back of my mind, and I'm going to have to get it handled right now because I want to go ahead and plant my radishes and probably some other greens. But the dogs are constantly headed towards it, and I'm having to shoo them off. So I'm fixing to put our Premier One electric netting around it, and that'll keep the ducks out, because I will worry about the ducks because they love greens and leafy things, and it'll keep the dogs from running through there and just damaging stuff because they're just big goofballs. So let's get that done real quick. Good thing is, it's not super hard to get it in the ground because of the weather we've had recently, and I'm grateful I can push that in the ground. Y'all seen us fool with this before, and sometimes I gotta get the sledgehammer out, but got the electric fencing up, and this will keep what she got a sunflower stalk. But it'll keep these guys from running and playing in it, and they don't mean any harm. They're just having loads of fun, but we don't need them to have loads of fun in our garden. You can see there's the other ones over there, and Miss Dee Dee. So if there's one thing that let me back up. If you're a beginner gardener and you want to plant something that's foolproof, this is your first time winter gardening, or you haven't had success at winter gardening or fall gardening, and you want to plant something that's foolproof, you can still get this now, y'all. And that is radishes and Hoss's Premium Green Mix. These two things right here, anybody can grow. You don't have to start this in seed trays. I recommend not starting it in seed trays. You're just going to sprinkle these out on the ground and then let Mother Nature take care of the rest. So if you like salads and mixed greens, this is you right here. And if you like radishes, get radishes. And honestly, you can get as fancy as you want on radishes. I got the Champion radish. It's just your simple, basic radish. Super easy to grow. And look, the Premium Green Mix would be a cut and come back. You can cut this and it's gonna keep coming back over and over and over until you get a super hard freeze. Then it may knock it all the way back, or it may knock it back and then it comes back. The radishes, you're gonna plant, and listen to this, 25 days. That's basically 3 weeks and you're harvesting radishes, and then you're gonna plant again. So these two things here, you can grow anywhere. You can even grow these in your green stalk planters. You can grow these in raised beds. You can grow these in pots. These two things here are awesome. And again, I'm telling you, anybody can grow these. If you got a black thumb, this is you right here. This is a 1/4 pound. There's no telling how many thousands of seeds is in this 1/4 pound bag. But we're just gonna take just a handful, and I'm just gonna spread them on out just like this. I'm not worried about any type of row. I'm not worried about spacing. That's what makes this so awesome right here. And this should be, I'm just gonna lightly cover. Germination rate, 94%, ready in 25 days. Radishes, the gift that keeps on giving. Now the premium green mix, what I do with this, again, I'm not worried about spacing or anything like that. And I'm gonna take this right here and we're just going to spread it out like so. And it's gonna make a real thick mass of greens. You know what I like about it? It really looks beautiful when it comes up. You're gonna have, you know, different color leaves. It looks like fall. It is just gorgeous. I like to get, you know, hands-on. I do. I really do. I love getting down here. Oh, but I enjoy gardening. That leaves us with 2 rows left. This row here, I think I'm gonna get some onion starts from Hoss Tools since I'm kind of late on things. They actually have onions already ready already, which means they're already germinated, they're up, and they'll sell you just the plants. So I'm gonna get some of those and plant them down through here so I'll have onions for next spring. And I'm gonna save this last row for carrots. But so I'm not gonna plant my carrots today, and here's the reason why. Carrots are not the easiest thing to grow. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's several things that I can recommend for you to have a good carrot crop. And that is, number one, the biggest thing with carrots is germination. Carrots are hard to germinate. Carrots germinate best around 70-ish degrees. So they don't like hot weather, believe it or not. So I think people tend to plant carrots at the wrong time. Here where we are in Central Alabama, Zone 8, we plant carrots in the fall, harvest them in the spring. We just let them overwinter, just let them grow during the whole winter time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this sit here because we got some rain coming in, and I want that rain to saturate this ground for me. This is key, is you cannot let your ground to dry out if you're growing carrots. You want to keep your ground moist until they come up, okay? So that's crucial. I'm not gonna let my ground dry out until I see germination, and that could take anywhere from 3 to 7 days. Once they germinate, we're not worried about keeping the ground saturated or wet all the time. We'll just let them go at that point. But when I do plant the carrots, I'll take you guys along with me and show you what we're gonna do in a video. May not be a dedicated video to carrots, but it will be in a video. And y'all look at my help here. Holly's on full alert mode. See how she's doing? But Bandit over there, he's full sleep mode. Look at him. But look at Holly Stilly. She is on, look at her, like a radar. And this fellow over here, he's just dreaming about radars. I'm leaving the garden area. I'm gonna go check on the animals. Holly and Rocky came with me. Bandit's still asleep over there. He has no idea. Oh my gracious. Got some sun trying to come out today. Hey partner, what's going on partner? Hey, I wanna let you know, fall winter garden's finally in the ground. Miss Goldie's up there at the entrance over there. hanging out with the goat friends. She is getting so much better. So much better. I haven't seen her go in the stall yet, but she looks like she's thinking about it. Uh-oh, look at there. She gonna go in there? Nope. Oh, y'all quit. Y'all quit all that at me. Hey, Go. What's up, girl? What's going on, baby girl? You gonna go in the stall? Huh? No? That's okay. She is getting better. Peaches, how'd you get in there? Huh? Goodness gracious. I bet the wind blew the gate closed, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on out. Come on out, girl. Well, you must know that the garden's planted. Yeah. So, I might bring you some radishes. They'll be ready in about 3 weeks. I don't know if she likes radishes. I guess we'll find out, won't we? We'll find out if you like them. Yeah. Do you guys like radishes? I bet y'all do. I really do. I bet y'all like radishes. Peaches, what are you doing? Why are you rooting on me? Huh? Man, her nose is hard too. I mean, it is strong. It's like your fist just, I mean, she is. Oh my gracious, she's full of it today. Here she comes back around. I don't have nothing, girl. I don't have anything. Yeah. I don't have anything. She's probably enjoying this weather too. Truth be known, it is quite comfortable. What are you doing today? I'm quite social today. What in the world's Jessie doing down yonder? Jessie, you been running this morning? Y'all, Jessie been running today? Jessie been running? What's up, Big Daddy? How you doing, Big Daddy? What's going on, partner? Yeah, I just come over here to check on you guys after we got the garden planted. Yeah, we'll be back here pretty shortly because it's getting on up there. Feed y'all, put y'all up. Hey, Mildred. Girl, go on get up in that hay, why don't you? Goodness gracious. Go on get up in that hay. Go on get in there. Jessie, you ever had a radish? If not, never fear. We will see if you like radishes because we should have some ready in a couple of weeks. Oh, I say a couple of weeks. In a few weeks, okay? Yup. I bet you would like a radish. Yeah. Here comes the crew. Y'all gonna come over here and visit me and Jessie? Oh, me. Hey, Pierce. Hey, Miss Pierce. Hey, girl. How you doing? How you doing? You doing okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got Pierce right here. And, well, she's gonna move now. Jessie had her whole head on my shoulder. Oh, I don't mind, though. I don't mind. Nope. Oh, Jessie. Goodness, girl. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed gardening with us today. And I can't wait to see what the garden looks like. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Tell them, Jessie, y'all be good.